And here we are.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, everyone. We're live. This countdown is kind of useful to us, actually.
Especially for Craig.
So I've got time to wake up and be ready to talk to you. So tonight our talk, and we're going to talk about your secret dream meanings. There's going to be a free offer for you too. So there's going to be something very free. So pay attention later. And we're going to talk about dreams, interpretation of dreams. We're going to talk generally about what it's all about, and we're going to also ask for some of your dreams that we can talk about. So, you know, it's be very interactive tonight. And yeah, you should find it interesting. Dreams are fascinating. I'm sure most people find dreams interesting. They're certainly strange. But we're going to, first of all, just say hello to everybody. And first of all, Palm Springs in California, we got Caleb Blue. Blue.
I thought it was Charlie Blue.
Charlie Blue, perhaps.
Charlie Blue. How are you, Charlie Blue?
So we're going to be saying hello for a few minutes while people
Nana,
join us.
hi from Totten. Hi, Nana. Agility Bits, hello from sunny Cornwall. Oh, lovely.
Sunny.
I believe it's very nice
here.
down there. Patrick's down there at the moment.
Kathy, hi Craig and Jane.
Hi Kathy.
Too. And hi to everybody that's joined us new, first time here. Don't forget you can write a message too if you just come online.
Hi Linda from Cyprus. Lovely that you're joining us again.
Obviously we get a lot of regulars, but we get a lot of new people and a lot of new followers this month, I noticed. Alison, hello from me from Old Shaftesbury Town, Dorset.
Hello Alison.
Sairam, obviously a Sai Baba devotee.
Sairam.
From Priya. Hiya, Priya. And Patricia, again, see you from Germany quite a lot. Hiya from Germany.
Hi, Patricia.
Thanks for joining us. You've been coming a long time, Patricia. You're right from the start.
And Evans, hello from Pennsylvania. That's where they got a train, isn't it? This train.
Oh, yeah, that was the song. I know what you mean. Yeah, Pennsylvania 457 or something.
Yeah.
Hello from Oslo, Norway. Oh, that's nice. From Sunniva.
Hi, Sunniva.
Hi there. Forgotten what hi is in Norwegian again. Now we did know that.
No, for cheers is Skoll. Kelly from
Niagara Falls, Canada.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Niagara Falls.
Yeah, an interesting place. Definitely interesting to see. But Marcus.
Hi, Craig and Jane from Bit Overcast, Haywards Heath, West Sussex.
Yeah, we're a bit like that. We might get some rain. We're in the conservatory tonight, so we might get a bit of noise later on. We'll see how it goes. Last week it was all sunshine, wasn't it?
Jamie Baby Caddo. Hi, Craig and Jane from London.
Into your Chinese food, I see.
Oh.
And Sarah, thanks for the lovely videos. Oh, good. I'm glad you've been watching a lot of them. There's lots on there, actually, that you might not have seen. It's worth going through our archives. We've got lots of stuff there from when Jane and I were on TV as well. Worth having a look at, including the Diana seances.
Yeah, we've got a new show coming up soon, haven't we?
We've got a new theatre show coming up. Yeah, Jane G is saying, hi, Craig and Jane. It's sunny here in South Wales.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
You normally get the rain, don't you? Showers, isn't it, really?
Oh, is that Leah?
Hello from Greece from Leah. Hi there.
Hi, Leah.
No, I bet that'd be a nice place to go, wouldn't it? We all want to go on holiday to Greece.
Matt, good evening, Matt.
From Torquay, of course.
Sweet dreams. That's good.
Hi from Finland, from Datkos. Yes, Finland. We went there too, didn't we? That was a nice place. Interesting country. Hello from Newcastle upon Tyne, now in Nottingham. Oh, is it? They moved there. From anger. Yeah, so I bet time they shifted that Newcastle, put it in a better place. Fleming saying, hello, Craig and Jane from Denmark. Hello. We should learn some of the hellos in with these languages, Jane. That would shock them all, wouldn't it? Hi from Ontario. In Ontario. From Margaret. Yeah, Canada.
Happy Hippo. Hello, everyone. Greetings from windy Canada. Yeah, Canada's lovely. Not that I've been there, but I've seen it.
No, we've not been to Canada. We've got
Kitty
friends there
Whiskers.
Too.
Hello again from Manchester. Well, hello Kitty Whiskers.
And if you're just joining us, tonight's topic is all about dreams and about interpretation of dreams and your dreams as well.
And even nightmares. You can
And
talk.
nightmares, the whole lot. Recurring dreams, the lot. And you can have some questions in your mind that you like to type, because we'll answer all
Say
those.
hello to John. He's just passed.
Yeah, hello, John, just gone. The meditation chamber, who comes regularly. Hello, Craig and Jane.
Diana. Hi, Craig and Jane from North Carolina. Hi, Diana. Ronnie, hello from where, Craig?
Eidenhoven.
Where's
that must be in
that?
Germany, I'd have thought, with a name like that. Eidenhoven. Yeah.
Elaine, hi, Jane and Craig. Love you too. What's that?
From Twydale.
I thought you said Twiddledale.
Twiddleland. Hi, Twiddle.
Hi, Twiddle, Twazzle.
Hello from Yorkshire. That's easier. Catherine, thanks.
Dawn.
My first time saying hello. Well done. You managed to say hello at last. I'd love to have a reading from you from South East London, Croydon. Hello to you both, Jane and Craig. You're both looking extremely well.
I'm looking well. Are you looking
I'm
well?
looking well on
Craig?
the surface. I'm pretty tired underneath, but I'll fudge it. You better read that name, Jane. Aparna.
Yeah, I haven't given me a
from
chance to
Mumbai.
read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, have been dreaming of roots lately. What does it significantly, I suppose, mean?
Signify. Okay, we can talk about all those sort of things when the questions come up. Certainly, we will cover those type of things. And yeah, we're ready to start talking. And okay, so it's a live show with Craig and Jane. If you want to come along, always you want to catch us live, which is always nice. It's 7 o'clock on, which it is now, on UK time every Friday. So you'll have to check your calendars if you're in America and so on to see how many hours ahead or behind you we are for you. And tonight's topic is dreams. And in particular, I'm going to talk about my new book.
There you go, Dream Boy.
Yeah, my new book. When you saw it, you went straight to the sex session, didn't you, Jane?
Of course, just to see how good it was.
But this...
I was a bit disappointed, actually. It's typical, written by a man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit sexist, I think. Big book, right? And
but that isn't the sex section.
no, that's about that much of your interest. It's my new book, Your Secret Dream Meanings. Now, I'm not here just to advertise it. You can go and get a free download. All right. So I put it on Amazon, and Amazon allow you to put it free on Kindle. You won't get a nice, lovely copy like this, but you can get your copy you can read on your reader or whatever one you have, an iPad or whatever you're using. And it's a brilliant book, isn't it? It's all the best stuff of all my books, all brought into one big compendium. And in particular, it's an A to Z of dreams. But if you go and get a download, I would really, really be grateful if you would give it a review. A positive one, hopefully.
Well,
don't vent your anger on me.
Perhaps I should on the sex session review. Not long enough.
So if you do the download, which you can get in the description below, it's all there, or you can go to psychics.co.uk/shop. Okay, it's our website. That's also in the description below, and we put the name up quite a lot during this. So you can get this free on Amazon, only for a few days. So you need to move immediately after you finish watching us tonight or soon. Then you can read the whole section of it, because I'll be referring to some of the things in the book as we go on. And don't forget a review, please. That's the important bit from my point of view. So, interpreting dreams. Where do you begin?
From the beginning, of course.
Obviously, we all dream. We all dream every night. We dream a whole number of times, all of us, through the night. And it depends. Everybody has a slightly different cycles, but we dream at least 3 to maybe even 4 times every night in sequences. And they know which person is dreaming because they watch their eyes. They have this thing called REM, rapid eye movement, and you can see the eyes will move around when you're dreaming, and so that scientists can tell when a person's dreaming. So we know that why people dream. And what are dreams all about? Because most people don't have any understanding about what they really mean. You know, why do we have this strange altered state of consciousness that we call dreams?
Well, the mind's like a computer, isn't it? So perhaps it retains something from past lives or everyday life. signs.
Well, there's lots of thoughts that it could be like a computer, because
Yeah.
one of the main theories about dreams is that they're part of the processing of the brain, trying to process all the information from the day, which I'm sure, it's like while you're offline, it processes all the information. Freud used to say lots of things, apart from that big section at the back.
The train and the tunnel.
One of the clever things he did say, though, was that he felt that dreams were there in order to keep us asleep. They stopped us waking up. They were there processing to help us retain sleep. They were there to maintain sleep, which is a very sort of dull way of looking at it in some ways. He spiced it up, as you know. But my book actually is much more interested. I'm much more interested in the person that followed Freud, although I cover Freud in the book. I'm particularly interested in Carl Jung, who was a Swiss psychologist, and he kind of had a very mystical side to him, and he accepted the idea, perhaps not immediately in early writings, but he accepted the idea that sometimes dreams could tell the future. That sometimes dreams can have all sorts of unusual kind of paranormal sides to it that the normal sort of psychologists, and particularly the ones we got today, would kind of reject and say, no, it's just the brain. The brain's nothing but a machine, But those of us that are interested in like mediumship and spiritualism and consciousness generally would say, well, maybe we're not just the brain. It's not the brain creating consciousness, but it's consciousness using the brain. So Jung and some others, which I all cover in the book, of course, all had this idea about that we could perhaps maybe have, for example, glimpses of the future. And that's a big aspect of what I like to write about, because obviously the angle that I come at it very often with, our feelings of our psychic work. And also Jane and I, of course, are mediums. So, is it not possible to meet the dead in dreams as well? You can meet the dead in dreams. So we'll talk about some of that as we move along. But dreams, I think, have a lot of different levels to it, because I would call the sort of the basic, superficial sort of first layer of dreams is all about the emotions. One of the things they thought with dreams is that they're there to stop the emotions overheating. It's like Jane said, it's like a biocomputer. It's like trying to stop the brain overheating. So it deals with all the emotional stuff that's in your mind particularly. That's why sometimes a way to interpret a dream is to first understand what the emotions you were feeling in the dream. That can often be a clue to what the dream's all about. But so one aspect of the shallow level of dreams, as I would say, is all about, me and how I feel about the world. It might deal with our feelings about death. It might deal with things
Childhood.
like sex and childhood.
Why are you looking at me?
Sex.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Freud said all that. So all those type of ideas are there in our unconscious mind, but below the surface, But there's also other dreams which require a different type of interpretation, because dreams talk in different words. They talk in allegories, symbols, and so they're sort of comparing things all the time, But there's another level of dreams that I think go on a higher level than that Carl Jung talked about a lot, which he called kind of grand dreams, dreams that are kind of super vivid and have a very, very powerful, almost holy feeling to them. And he talked about where we connect with this idea that he called the collective unconscious, that there is this side of ourselves that is common to all of us, that uses sets of symbols called archetypes that are through all societies. Archetypes can be things like snakes and well, they have a divine energy to that.
Yes.
And then I think you're right, because then I would say there's even a higher level of dreams, which is divine dreaming, I suppose you could call it, a level of dreaming where you're in touch with the self, with the highest, with self with a capital S, the highest level of our consciousness. And these areas where we can talk about things like mysticism within yoga, for example, they talk about using a thing called yoga nidra, which is like a controlled dreaming, which we would call lucid dreaming. And when you get things like lucid dreaming, you're in a state, for example, where you could say, meet someone in your dream, or you could connect with the higher planes, like we were talking about with connecting with the dead, for example, in a dream, or meet a person in a dream, you know, or travel outside of your body. All of these, or access the Akashic record, or all of the psychic gifts are accessible through those highest levels, which requires us in a way to kind of wake up in
And
the
people
dream.
have actually dreamt lottery numbers, I believe.
There's been
written
all
them
sorts of
down,
things.
and
Yeah,
they've come true.
yeah. I mean, I talking there about the people that cancelled their tickets to go on the Titanic
Yes.
because they had bad dreams. And that the Titanic, for example, they were gold dust tickets to get on the Titanic. That was the thing of that period.
And what about people dream of aeroplanes and number 13 might come up and they might be superstitious, think, I'm not going to go on that flight.
In fact, flights that have crashed have had more cancellations than flights that haven't, you know, above average cancellations. So and a lot of that has been put down again. People have expressed it as saying that it was problems they had with dreams. Graham Greene wrote about it in one of his books, for example. So there's all sorts of it, you know. So we've got access to all sorts of stuff in dreams, haven't we? We've got all access to, you know, I'm sure all of it. I mean, you have stories too, Jane, of things that you've felt through dreams. Because I mean,
I had a dream once that you bought a black BMW, and I woke up in the morning, explained, and he nearly died because he had done that behind my back, and he wanted it to be a secret. I said,
it was a surprise.
Yes, some surprise. And he said, actually, oh my God, he said, I didn't want to tell you, I want to surprise you. I've been and bought one.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything we'd ever talked about, was it? Because I wasn't really into BMWs at that time, you know. So this thing, I remember that now. Yeah, I forgot. But we get quite a lot of things from dreams. A lot of the predictions I make don't always come from dreams, but sometimes dreams have a strong influence. You know, you kind of wake up from sleep.
Lucid. And
you're lucid, and you've got that state that you're in a different state where you kind of access things a bit more differently. Meditation is similar too, because you've got a more fluid state.
You can have warnings in dreams, and I always go by that too.
Yeah.
Write it down.
I think you get symbolic warnings too. I mean, you know, we talk about all the problems we got today, but I remember Carl Jung, who I talked about earlier, dreamed of a great tsunami going across Europe, of a black tide that went across Europe. And soon after that, the Second World War started. That was one he quoted in his book.
Can you read this one?
So, Pat, Agility Bits.
That dog definitely gets
he has some interesting things to say, this animal does too, doesn't he? Really, he does. I've had some prophetic dreams, but I wasn't too keen on trying to cultivate them. The last one I had was about a traffic accident. No one was hurt, but baby was involved and it upset me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, dreams about accidents are actually very common. And although sometimes I think, like we said, you know, you get dreams like, you know, don't take the airplane because you've had a bad dream about it, and people cancelled and things. But often accident dreams are more like an emotional dream. They're usually dreams about an emotional crash in your life. When things are so bad, it's like, you know, they talk about someone, you're thinking.
And the baby is obviously protecting, because innocent, pure.
Maybe something she wants to protect.
Yes.
Or maybe something new.
Yeah.
Or maybe something new in your life that was under threat, you know. So maybe a new feeling or something, because this dream has obviously got emotional content to it. So I'm interpreting it now as an emotional dream rather than a premonition, because unless an accident did happen after that. But often accident dreams are very, very common. It's one of what we call common dreams. There's a number of very common dreams, like flying and falling and things like that. And this is a very common dream, accidents, extremely common. You know, it's like your journey's been interrupted, you know. So, and different types of ways of dreaming about accidents can have different meanings too. I go into all of them in the book, but airplane can mean one thing, a train can mean another, a car can mean something else, depending on your level of control of the situation. But it means like an accident, a crash, an emotional
like
upset.
Crashing.
Yeah. So I remember interpreting someone's dream who had a car accident dream just before they got divorced, for example, and that was a symbol of what was happening in their life at that time. Should I read it out?
Yes, do.
Okay. Anna's saying, I have a lot of dreams, including when I'm awake. Actually, I can call my dream. I can call my dreams visions because the most really happen, and others are associations. Okay, so what you're saying is your dreams are sort of like visions as opposed to sort of dreamy states.
Yes.
And
it's like a trance, isn't
it? There's an in-between state between waking and sleeping that you get. Some people get it just as they're dropping off to sleep, and some people get it just as they wake up. Now, if you're going just off to sleep, there's a thing called hypnagogic dreaming, which is you get these incredible visions. They're not like dreams in a normal state. They're just amazing images that come as an incredible flow, like you're watching some incredible movie. Have you had that feeling before? You just get this vision of endless visions as you're going to sleep. I see it often.
I get
as I'm going to sleep.
Diamond dreams. I get those visions.
Yeah, but they're not symbolic. These
No,
are sort of dreams
joking.
of huge imagery, and you see incredible things, incredible places, incredible visionary experiences. So
write it down in a dream book and the date and the time.
Yeah, that's the best. But these dreams are actually very hard to capture because the imagery is moving so fast and the flow is so much that they're super vivid, but they're very hard to hold on to. And I think they're one of the states that are very important to psychic awareness. And some people have it as they're going to sleep, which is hypnagogic dreaming. And some people have it just as they wake up, which is called hypnopompic dreaming, which is so you get those visions and sometimes even see them on the wall when you wake up. I mean, I go to sleep sometimes. It's like I always see it. I get those dreams. I always see a wall in front of me with carvings on it, and the carvings start to move. And they all move apart, and then I'm in this incredible visionary experience.
It might be you needed to do the washing up.
yeah.
No, but water is quite a spiritual dream. I remember having a dream once, and these shutters open up wide, and it was sea level. My eyes meet sea level, and I saw this incredible, beautiful, golden fish. And I took that's a spiritual dream.
I think often I've had dreams of fish floating around the room. Have you ever had that dream?
Yeah, I saw the sea.
The sea. Where it's like you're underwater, but you're in the house.
One underwater is that I opened the shutters. In front of me was beautiful sunset, beautiful sea, and big gold fish and everything.
So the water represents the emotions?
No, the water is a cleansing thing. Water
it can be a cleansing thing too.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Fish are very good symbols. Fish.
Yeah.
And fish, like Pisceans, they can direction go either way. Fish.
Yeah. Fish also go into the unconscious mind because the sea
calmness
is often represented
and
as the
seeing
unconscious.
beauty in the nature in front of you.
Yeah.
I didn't quite walk on the water yet.
Yeah. I had a dream of walking on water. Funny you broke my dream. I did. I dreamed of walking on water. Oh. I dreamed I was walking on water. Imagine that. God knows what that says about me. I've got some egotistical sort of power complex, spiritual power complex.
My husband Paul died last year. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Alison. And now I dream about him most nights. But in one dream, I just go to kiss him, and he says, "No, not yet. I just don't know what." Oh, he's waiting for you, isn't he? He don't want to kiss you yet because he waits for you, and that's a wonderful thing that he does visitation and comes to you in a dream.
Yeah, and it's important to try to distinguish between what is a visitation from someone from the other side and what is your own mind dealing with the emotions. Because I remember we used to write columns for various newspapers and things, and people used to interpret dreams with them. And I remember we used to get an awful lot of people who had been bereaved, who had dreamed that their husband had divorced them, right? So that is like, for example, an expression of the feeling of being left, of desertion. It's like being divorced. It's like they've left me all alone and deserted me, So the dream doesn't mean they were worrying, does it mean he hates me in the spirit world? And of course it doesn't, because it's her, in that case, it's the person dealing with, because dreams heal us by handling all our emotions and doing all these emotional things to us. And helping to settle it all down, stop the emotions overheating.
To me, that means that he waits for her, and when they meet again, it's not yet, he kisses her. He can't wait to go be in her arms.
So if you just joined us, don't forget, I've got my new book out called Your Secret Dream Meanings. It's a lovely book, tons of information, and it's available on Amazon for you guys. Thank you for following the channel. It's on the Amazon for free on Kindle for the next few days. So you can go and download it and watch it. Obviously, go and buy a copy if you prefer, because it's nice to have a solid copy of the book. But I'd love you to write reviews about it if you do genuinely like the book. And I hope you will, because you follow what we do. And I'm sure you like what we do with our work. So go and have a look. Your Secret Dream Meanings is in the description below. You can go and type it on Amazon. If you have trouble getting, it's not quite live, I don't think, on the American Amazon yet. So if you want to get it, go through the co-UK one, you can definitely get it there at the moment, because that's gone live today. Only just gone live today. It takes a little bit longer
too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 600 and something pages, 615 pages. That just shows I'd like to talk a lot.
Oh, well, that's good. That's
but
really
it is a fascinating book, and I'm really pleased.
Even
with this
I was
one.
Fascinated by it on certain sections.
You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yes.
Certain sections. 4 years of writing that was.
4 years.
4 years solid writing. So it's so I think you'd enjoy that book, and like I said, but write a nice review if you enjoy it. And some of the patrons have already had this book downloaded it. Thank you for that, and go and have a look and write a review. It's very pleased. Okay, we'll take some more questions before so we're advertising something free. Oh, we got no more questions, so that's it. They've all fallen asleep, Jane. They've all fallen asleep.
No. I think most people might dream about their childhood, and it might be going back to their grandparents' house and lovely gardens and things. And that, you wake up and you feel so refreshed. I've had dreams like that.
Yeah, a lot of dreams, lots and lots of dreams about when you're 4 years old and things like that, when you're really, really young. And of course, a lot of dreams recur. They keep coming back, and many of those dreams come back from unresolved problems from childhood.
Very interesting, this one by Ian. If we receive a premonition, do we have an obligation to act on it? For example, if we get a premonition of a great threat, should we warn people or do nothing?
I can understand the sentiment there, actually, because, I mean, the problem, what happens, for example, lots of people get, they might see like a murder of something, like the Moors murders was a good example. Everybody sees those things on TV, and then they start having dreams about it and things, and they all write to the police until the police get swamped and overwhelmed by it. So unfortunately, unless you've got a mouthpiece, a place you can talk about it, it's not easy to express these things.
And another thing, it wouldn't be your fault if you saw a bombing somewhere going to take place and you couldn't stop it. How could you possibly stop it? And
also, how do we, okay, if you are working as a psychic, Ian, and you've been able to prove yourself, then obviously, you might be able to sort of use that as the basis of being able to say, well, I got this right in the past, and maybe I'm right with this, But then also, a lot of people obviously have emotional dreams, like I talked at the beginning about accident dreams. It doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be an accident, because it might be talking about something about one's own.
Interesting. Is it dreams you're having about bombings, Ian? Sorry, just looking at our doves.
So we've got a lot of but I think it's interesting. It would be interesting to have if we could have an ongoing dream survey and see how many people dream about world events as they happen.
Yes, yeah.
I bet there's an awful lot of people that
it's no good people telling you about their dreams after the event. It's
it have to be
before.
It have to be
you have so many people say, I dreamt of the Twin Towers, but you've got to do it beforehand, date and time, and hold a newspaper up on what
I mentioned in the book about that. Actually, there was this, I can't remember his name now, but there was a psychic that used to always go to the bank, and he'd hold his prediction up in front of the bank clock so he could prove that the prediction was right. And he used to have these dreams. They did BBC. His name
was Chris, and he used to dream about
and
things.
He was a really amazing guy, quite modest.
They didn't take him serious.
Nobody took him serious, but he was very modest, and he got a hell of a lot right.
Yeah.
And he used to, in order for him to do it, he used to go to the place so he could prove
the clock and the date.
And the date. You could you could prove it nowadays by having the time on YouTube, because it's marked when it's uploaded. So it's quite interesting. So yes, maybe you can tell the world, but it's not easy to get the message out, and who knows the distance between what's real and what's not with those things. What is remote viewing in a dream state?
Yes, what is a remote viewing, Craig? Lady Penelope wants to know.
Oh, yes, Parker.
Thunderbirds.
Parker, yes. Remote viewing is like a form of clairvoyance. Clairvoyance means clear seeing on one level. So it's kind of like being able to see events at a distance that are usually what are taking place. So they did a lot of this work with during the Cold War with the Russians, of trying to see what was going on behind the Iron Curtain, and they had a whole team of psychics employed by the American government that would actually be
and code breakers.
Yeah, but they were actually sleeping and meditating and trying to spy on where all the nuclear facilities were, and they got a lot right. You know, there's a book called Psychics Behind the Iron Curtain or something. It's something I've forgotten. It's an old book from the 60s or 70s, but there was a lot of really serious research done in it. And in dreams, you will also get these remote viewing things. I mean, I mention it in the book again, but I set up how do you run my regular circle, you know, and hopefully we'll do that again, but we'll be doing it online in time when we can get around all this COVID. But I gave them all a target object. I would hide an object somewhere, and it would be something like a pink teddy bear or something noticeable. And I'd tell them that I'm going to hide an object at such and such at this place for when we all leave. And when they'd all go home and ask them to write their dreams down, and a lot of people got the target object right without knowing, of course, what it was in advance. So that is a form of remote viewing. I was saying to them, look, it could be astral traveling as well. But I said, you come here tonight, when you dream, write your dream down tomorrow morning and write down what you see, you know. So I'd put an unusual object up, and there was no way they could have known that in advance. So yeah. So, you know, that's remote viewing, and that's all these powers, I think, come alive in dreams. I'm just looking at the birds out there again. We've got so many lovely birds.
Right, Linda, I have the same dream for 5 nights. I was running down some stairs from a fire with my uncle and 2 of my 3 children. Normally, I don't remember. That's quite a frightening dream, isn't it? That's like trying to get away and be safe with children. Fire
is usually a fire can have many meanings. It can be a transformative thing, but it changes, cooks food, or it changes metals into gold and things like that. But it can also be a symbol of anger, particularly when it's out of control fire. A burning building can often be persons that got anger. So I would have thought, with Linda, that this dream was probably pointing to something in your life where there might have been an argument of some sort. Now, your uncle, you probably have personal associations with that uncle, what he was like. He may have been, for example, a protective person, and therefore protects the vulnerable side of yourself, represented by the children. So it's happened 5 nights in a row. So something is bugging you, something is upsetting you. You have had some upsetting emotional experience around you. It could be all sorts of types of things, but fire, I would think, would probably be you said fire there, didn't you?
Yes,
Run down some stairs from a
fear,
fire.
isn't it?
Fire is usually something angry, aggressive, fearful too.
Fear.
Dark is often fear, but so something has inflamed the situation. Look, we even use it in our language, don't we? Something is burning in you. You have burning worries. You have somebody is aflame with anger, perhaps. Maybe there's seen something that's been upsetting you, or even maybe you've repressed some anger that's trying to come out. And you kind of, another side of you wants to be protective from this.
Protecting children.
And I think the uncle is, depending on what your personal associations are with the uncle, is probably a protective force in that dream. And the dream can mean a million things. You know, we have to kind of use a formula to come to it. Of course, I've got a whole A to Z in the book. And when you download it, you'll find that in there. But there's also, you've got to learn to ask questions about the dream in order to, for example, that uncle symbol. Who was the uncle? Why is he in the dream?
I think you've answered that. There's another one now.
Read it out. Yeah.
No, it's about your book. You should read it.
Heartiest congratulations on your book. It would be a product of years of research and serve as the master key to all dreams that anyone could ever get.
That's lovely.
Oh, that's very nice of you,
Nice.
Vikas. Very kind of you. Yeah, it is quite an important book. In fact, Maimonides said that people would be very intrigued by my big book, and I think, what's the big book? Is that Messages from the Universe? Because that's quite a heavy book. Yeah, big feet or big house. But no, it is so this could be the one that Nanadi talks about. Yeah, but it's a whole.
Did you use what I said? I said big feet. I bet that's in
there. I know you looked at that section in there, didn't you?
So
I know.
Not true.
Yeah, because I put a lot of funny stuff in it as well, because I like to put a bit of humour, particularly when you're dealing with really heavy subjects sometimes. So I think the sprinkle a little bit of humour in it sometimes I think makes a book more interesting read, and then he flooded the place with the bottle. But they can find that, can't they? And you can do a search. What might a dream of a deceased relative giving you a gold ring mean?
Let me see.
So Danielle's dreamed of somebody.
What might a dream of a deceased relative giving you a gold ring? Well, rings is symbolic, isn't it? A circle of light, a circle, gold. I would say that means good future.
Yeah, gold. Lots of symbolism with a ring.
Yeah, a ring. Rings can mean many things. Circle of light. Rings is like coming together. See, to me, that would be a grandmother.
You see, it might be just a simple thing like a ring is like a symbol of we're always together, isn't it? It's like an attachment. It's like when people exchange rings, those rings are a bond. We put the ring on the bloodline of the finger that leads to the heart.
Or sometimes people, it depends what's the ring. Is it a wedding ring or a signet ring? It does make a difference.
The gold is a symbol that comes up a lot in dreams too. People might have dreams, for example, of treasure. Or alchemy is another thing that, strangely enough, has lots of dream symbolism. Carl Jung wrote whole books about alchemy and dreaming. So gold can also represent the quest for the self, and a circle, what a ring is also a symbol of the self. It's what Jung called the mandalas. These are Indian things. So mandalas are symbols of geometric symbols that represent wholeness, and a circle can represent wholeness in a dream. So there's lots of different levels you can look at these things. There's no set way to understand a dream. You've got to work with them. You've got to find what it tells you. This is why the only person that can ultimately answer a dream is yourself, because you know your associations. But when you know the kind of the keys, the main sort of archetypal symbols, as it were, then it becomes a bit easier to understand that some of these things are universal symbols, I mean, sometimes we have dreams of the most weirdest of things, don't we? From ancient times, which fascinates me.
Now we've got Kay Cook, Whispers of Serenity. I've got my own ideas on it, but I would be very interested in your perspective. I woke up feeling happy, having dreamt of 2 well-grown and healthy carrots. One carrot was large and the other. I think you need Craig's book. You definitely need this book.
I don't think I've covered carrots. But they're a phallus symbol. They're a phallus symbol on one level. I would be interested. I woke up feeling happy, having dreamt of 2 well-grown and healthy carrots. Well, I think this is Freud's one, isn't it?
Skinner.
Lucky carrots. One carrot is larger than the other, so that is one level.
That's life, I'm afraid, for us women. One is larger than the other. Great.
See, immediately we sort of get carried away with innuendo, but that's what it's about. You see, I think, Kay, it could be a sexual dream. Seriously, why not? It's definitely a phallus symbol. One bigger than the other, as you're comparing your boyfriends. I'd be interested in your perspective on it as well, actually. I'm so sorry, we messed around a bit with you there. I'm sorry. How do you get into a lucid dream or an out-of-body state? Ooh, long question. There's techniques. And I suppose the main technique is to...
meditate.
Well, no, it's in the daytime. You've got to convince your unconscious mind that you're
daydreaming, isn't it? Daydreaming.
There's a technique called, I can't remember the actual name of the technique now, but in the daytime, you have to say to yourself, am I dreaming? And you've got to interrupt your day over and over again with this idea, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? So that you get into the habit of asking, is this a dream? Of course, it's a good question to ask anyway, because we could all be dreaming. This is illusion. This is Maya. But if you get into that habit of, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? When you're asleep, that thought may come to your mind while you're asleep, and you may ask with it while you're in the dream, am I dreaming? So you've immediately started the process of waking up in the dream because you've said, am I dreaming? And as soon as you become, and you say, yes, I am dreaming, and now you're awake in the dream. And then you can move on to the idea of controlling the dream, moving through the dream, and being awake while you're dreaming. So that is one of the simple techniques. Another idea is to also look for your hands. Look at your hands and say, am I dreaming? All right. In the daytime, look at your hands. Am I dreaming? And then in the dream, say, am I dreaming? And look for your hands. Okay. So again, it gives a double. Oh, we've got cats invading in the garden.
Are you dreaming?
And the birds are being attacked by a strange cat coming in. So, so that gives you a trigger in the dream to wake you up in the dream. So then we can become awake in the dream as it's taking place. So I put a load of experiments in the book, actually, about how to wake up in dreams, how to remember past lives in dreams, and I give a lot of step-by-step instructions. So many of which other authors I've noticed have copied recently, because I looked through Amazon and found people have pretty much rewritten some of the stuff I'd said.
It's not fair.
Well, so, there's some of this stuff been published in previous books.
Benji, I had a dream about seeing light ships, and also had a dream about being taught about frequency and a sort of emanation. Light ships. Is he talking about UFOs?
I don't know what he means by light ships. I also had a dream about being taught about frequency and a sort of animation. Well, I just think I would say there seems to be quite a spiritual element to that dream, doesn't there, really? I mean, a ship travels across the ocean. It travels across the unconscious mind. It's a journey. It takes you from one place to another. We have the symbolism of ships in even crossing from this world into the next world, for example.
The ferryman.
And also being taught about frequency in a sort of animation. And I think you're being taught. So there's something teaching you. Often in dreams, we get a teacher, which is actually our higher self, I think. And that being taught may be your higher self helping you to discover who you are, as it were. And one of the ways into it from the dream is being taught about vibration. And perhaps you've been thinking about things such as, everything is vibration. I mean, we talk about the spirit world as being another level of vibration, don't we, Joan? So it's kind of like I think it's a dream of you thinking about spiritual things, and you thinking about your spiritual journey, and maybe getting some instruction from your unconscious mind, or maybe even from spirit itself. Who knows?
Monica, when I was young, I was told that dream dreamt during night from Thursday to Friday will come true. So since then, I wish for every Thursday to have a great dream. Now, this is quite spiritual, because most gurus come through on a Thursday.
Yeah, they say
God. They say that you connect to God on a Thursday.
Yeah, this is probably on one level superstition, but also you're right. Thursday is considered as being a very spiritual, holy day. In fact, in India, every day of the week has certain energies to it. Monday, for example, is Shiva, and Friday today is Lakshmi, and so forth. So certain energies are connected. And also, I mean, this is not recognized by psychology, but it's one thing I think mystical sort of people agree to, is that certain times of the night have a very powerful energy to them. In yoga, for example, they talk about the Brahma hour, the certain hour of the day when you get up to do your yoga at 4 o'clock in the morning, when just before the dawn breaks, is a very powerful time. And you'll notice sometimes that you might awake. The most powerful dreams I have are usually right in slap bang in the middle of the night, not just before you wake up or before you go to sleep. You wake up from the dreams, for example, of Sai Baba have always occurred to me at 3 o'clock at night.
How do you know it's 3 o'clock?
Because I've looked at the clock. They've always been at 3 o'clock at night, almost relentlessly, when you're so deep in the sleep and you pulled out of a very, very deep dream. So I think there is something in times, the special energies to times. But I'm not sure about, whether those dreams come true on certain days.
I can remember having a dream once, walking behind Jesus' sandals, and he turned around and said to me, "You're not far behind me."
Really? Yeah. Sort of very spiritual level dreams. Yeah. I mean, I think we do learn a lot in our dreams about spirituality. And I think we can get insights into vastness of time, right to the earliest days, right back to when we were
really
primitive
nice.
people too.
Loz says she dreamt of my dad last night who passed. It was my birthday yesterday. Oh, that was lovely, wasn't it? He looked really well. He was telling me something, but I couldn't catch it. So frustration happened. Or perhaps he wanted to come through on a birthday.
Yeah, because like I say, I believe people do see the dead in their dreams. I mean, there have been also many studies of people who are dying. They've done a lot of studies of the dreams of dying people. And most of the dreams of dying people are very positive and filled with connections like you've had there, Loz, with people that
didn't
they
you say
passed.
your life used to flash before you on your deathbed, like a movie, like a film?
Yeah.
But that's lovely.
So I think
birthday.
I would personally put that dream, from the sounds of it, and only you can really tell, that I believe the dead can talk to us in dreams, and that has the feel of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. I think that's a lovely dream.
Feel of that.
She couldn't understand why he visited. I think it's because of birthday. He felt frustrated. He was trying to talk to her, but she couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah. So don't forget, folks, we are also been talking about my new book that's only just come out today, Your Secret Dream Meanings, and we're given a free download on Amazon Kindle. You can get it on the .co.uk site on Amazon at the moment, but if you go to our website at psychics.co.uk and go to the book section, you can go to the UK one and download it from there if you're having trouble on the American site. So go and have a look at it. You can get a free download of it. And obviously would be very, very grateful to any of you that do download it if you could write a review, hopefully positive. You can slag it off if you like, because honest reviews are what's important. But if you do enjoy it and you find it interesting,
you think this is quite a big book. You want to see volume 2 and 3. It's enormous.
And you can keep it by the side. If you buy the actual book version, you can keep it by the side of your bed.
That's
and you've always got a huge A to Z in here as well.
Yeah.
Or if things go completely wrong and bed gets in trouble, you can always prop the bed up with this one, I reckon.
Gosh.
It
took 4 years, didn't it, Craig, to do that book?
Working it out, it's about 4 years writing involved in that book.
And Craig's very really good at what he does.
I am indeed. But very serious research and a lot of the sort of type of thing I think that people that are interested in the paranormal, interested in psychic powers within dreams, interested in exploring your nature, all of that's in there. And a lot of Indian ideas as well, of course, intertwined in it where I was able to. Right,
I'll put my glasses on now. Carly, when you have a night terror and you manage to wake yourself up, gasping, how do you stop yourself falling back into the same dream? Yeah, it's quite frightening. I've had that.
Yeah, night terrors. You've had night terrors, have you? Yeah. They can often be caused by
lots
of
children,
particularly get night terrors. Yeah.
It is frightening. It's like sometimes people dream about losing their teeth, and the immediate reaction is put their hands in the mouth to feel their teeth still there.
Yeah.
Or falling.
And children actually have night terrors. You know that children dream about monsters, but adults don't usually dream about monsters. Monsters tend to appear only in children's dreams, which makes you wonder whether it comes from some ancient, early evolutionary thing. Which was defense.
Yeah, but then,
night terrors can come sometimes
humans
from that.
Can dream how somebody treats them like a monster, as a monster in life.
I mean, if you do have, if you have a night terror, sometimes it can. Sometimes, see, the dreams are often about our emotional state, but they can also be stimulated by our body. So if we get indigestion, for example, or we get high stress, or we're aching, or something's wrong in our physical form, the dream will actually be trying to give you a sort of a healing process. It's trying to heal all the time, the dreams. Even nightmares are trying to heal. And what they're trying to do is sometimes alert you, because in the original Hippocratic Oath, in the original Greek Hippocratic Oath, not the one they say now, the physician was asked to examine the patient's dreams, because the dreams held clues. It's not in the modern doctors don't say that in the oath, but the original one asks you to look at dreams. So sometimes we can spot if we've got an illness sometimes in those type of dreams. Yeah, so night terrors and
a program you made, Dreams Decoded.
Funny, I was just thinking about that.
That's what I just thought. I know, aren't I clever?
I was on an American television program. I hosted a few shows called Nightmares Decoded. and we had to look into dreams, and I was using clairvoyance at the end of it, because I do the analysis of the dream, and then I say a bit of clairvoyance, and it was people's minds.
You can still see it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube there somewhere.
It's called Nightmares Decoded.
Yeah. Last questions already. Goodness gracious, we've gone through quick tonight. Yeah. I find dreams an interesting topic myself. So we're going to have your last questions now, guys, because we're coming up. And that's also thanks to all the patrons again who are helping with this channel. And also, we've been putting, like, the book has gone out on the Patreon a little bit earlier than everywhere else. I'll put some new other books on just for patrons later on as well. And don't forget, if you like to follow us as well, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to follow us. And if you're really interested in us, have a look and becoming a patron, so that you can sort of help support the channel itself. And that helps us with all our work that we're trying to do spiritually, charitably, and also the center that we're trying to work towards and get together. And if you go to psychics.co.uk, that's where the books are. And you can always go and find, look for the cover, and you can find it there on psychics.co.uk and in the book section. And you can go and get a download from the amazon.co.uk website. It will be on the American one too. And if you'd just like to give us a bit of money to help us with our cause, particularly with the Spiritual Center, we've got a GoFundMe page up as well as a fundraiser, in which we hope to.
It doesn't matter how small, you just give from the heart.
So all these things are for the future, and we're working on all these, and hopefully we'll be able to film from the new center eventually. And you can always, put your comments in the Facebook as well if you want to come on the show later on and join us face to face when we're able to. Yeah, we're going to do a lot with guests.
When we come out of this virus, they'll be doing
that new Nadi reading Toy was telling you about. We're going to have some very famous guests.
Yes,
it said on there. Yeah, so that's to come.
Right, you'd like to read this, Tom?
Vikas is saying, in one of my dreams many years ago, I visualized pressing the nuclear button in desperation. Gosh. This is the only world I know. What does such a strange dream mean?
Well, I think what's happening around the world, you're seeing all nature destroyed and mankind. And I think with this virus going, it's made people or some closer together.
And then it could be symbolic, you see. You might have made a major decision, like you press the nuclear button, right? So, for example, if a person was saying business, they decided to liquidate the company, that's a no way back thing. So they press the nuclear button. Or if someone has decided that they're going to leave someone and the divorce is going to happen, it's like a big, major decision. It's like pressing the nuclear button. It could be reference to something in your life, emotional or major decision you've made, that where your brain is thinking about, is this the right thing to do? If I do this, is it going to blow everything up in my life? A bit like that dream we had right at the beginning with the fire. Bombs and things are like another symbol of the an explosive situation, we could call it, couldn't you?
Well, I suppose if you've got your finger ready to go on a nuclear button, it's decision time. Isn't it?
It's like a decision. It's something you're doing, isn't it? It's your willpower is pressing that button. So the dream is talking about a decision. That's why I say it's something you're doing. So Megan says, I'm a medium, but I've had a hard time connecting to my own past loved ones. Why is that?
Well, you can't. Well, it's different, isn't it? Because the spirit world, we can't click our fingers and make anybody make spirit contact. They make contact to us. And perhaps because you want it so badly and you're helping others, it doesn't seem to happen.
Yeah, and also with mediumship, actually, of course, if I want to connect with people I know in the spirit world, obviously we get our own impressions from them, but how much of that is in my own mind? So if I want a message from someone in the spirit, I would go and see another medium.
Yes.
Jane can't give it to me and I can't give it to Jane because we know too much. We know all that. You need somebody that is doesn't know anything about you whatsoever.
An evidential proof.
And can give you evidence.
Yeah, evidential proof.
Proper evidence.
Not
woolly nonsense. Yeah. But proper evidence, facts, details.
Some of them
names,
give too many guides. They don't give the evidence.
Yeah. So that's what I would suggest, and you obviously get some stuff that come through your own unconscious mind and sometimes in dreams and things like that. We all do, and mediums particularly. But I think if you want to get proof of your loved ones, go to a spiritualist church, for example, and just sit there anonymously and see if you get a message.
What's this?
Oh, thank you, Neil, for making a donation like that.
Oh, it's very kind.
This is a thing you can do on YouTube where people can give a little bit just to
really
support
nice,
us, which is
isn't it?
nice. Yeah, thank you for doing
That's
that.
given from the heart.
John saying, just ordered your new dream book, Craig. Book version. Oh, well done. Yeah, it is nice. Well done.
Yeah, read it as well.
Looking forward to decipher my crazy dreams. Yes.
Oh, well, you've got the crazy man.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, John, for going. I think I've seen some comments of yours before on Amazon, John. Actually.
I think we know John.
Yeah. When you personally become a spirit, right? Mark's saying, when you personally become a spirit, Craig, who would you choose to communicate with?
Well, people you'd know.
Well, you communicate with anybody you love, and I don't think anybody loves me, so I'll be on my own over there. Now, you communicate through the bridge of love. You know, that's how it works. Spiritual communication can't work without a love link.
That's
you
right.
Build a bridge of love, you know, and any message you're going to give from the spirit side is probably going to be more about helping people that need a message of reassurance rather than sort of giving the next formula for relativity. You know, it's all about proof, and I think that's why we're allowed to do it. You know, we're allowed to connect because it's proof. Certain people, all of us perhaps, would need certain proof and reassurance that life goes on. So it would be whoever you love. Duchess is saying, I always have dreams about cats and kittens. I came here to find out what that means. They're usually of unusual colours too, like red or blue.
That's quite nice, isn't it?
Nice
actually?
Dream.
Yeah, blue I associate with healing. Red is quite an energetic colour as well. Obviously, this person has a love of cats.
Also, animals in dreams usually represent your instincts. They're instinctive things. So you look to your instinctive nature when you talk about animals in dreams. And a cat, the feline nature, more of a female, gentle type of symbolism in, let's see, Boo spotted the other cat outside there.
Yeah,
so this is the gentle side of your nature. Kittens even more so, as kind of perhaps this dream could connect with something that's a very sensitive side of you. The fact it's a kitten might suggest it's something to do with childhood.
Caring person.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a long time to get to the bottom of a dream, and you came to find out when I missed the last. But and you had all it's unusual colours. So the colours are also often linked with emotional things again. So red is often an anger colour. Blue is more of a passive colour. Yellow is a more active colour. White is purity.
Yellow's
black is
to do with intellect and health.
Yes, or whatever. So the colours you need to associate with what are these feelings you're having. You know, these are instinctive, unconscious feelings. But the cat's a benign creature. It's not a dangerous creature. It's something that you've integrated into yourself. So I think it's a dream about sensitivity and your feelings, perhaps to someone or something, and possibly looking back to your childhood, I'd say, with that. So we're going to say goodbye to you now, folks. Don't forget, we're going to say goodbye to you all, but you can get the download free of the book, and you can go and it's in the description below. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, because we're on every Friday at 7 o'clock UK time. So we're going to start saying bye to a few of you now, and thanks for joining us.
Yes.
So great topic. Thank you, IX. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Nana.
Nana. Namaste to you. Hi, Sally. Night, Sally.
Night, Sally Ann.
I dreamed about your mum last night, Sally. Actually,
Yes,
funnily enough,
Sally
it was
Ann.
talking about meeting the dead in dreams.
Thank you, Sarah.
It was a really nice dream, actually. Sarah, thanks. Thanks for joining us. Namaskaram. This is another way of namaste. Great show. Glad
Thank
you liked
you.
it, Mark. Thank you. Yes, and I hope it's an interesting topic. I think I'll make some more videos about
Thank
dreams.
you.
And don't forget, you can always put your comments below and tell us your dreams. We'll all answer each other. You know, people often, if you put a comment, people will comment upon the dreams that you have. Thank you both. Very interesting. Thank you. Yeah, so we're on our way soon.
Agility, thank you for an interesting discussion. Sweet dreams to you.
Yeah, I was half asleep when I started. I said that I did, didn't I? Wide awake now. I won't sleep tonight.
Dormouse. He's a dormouse.
Sweet dream. Yeah.
Lita. Oh, thank you so much, Lita. Thank you. Yeah, I outshine you, sweet darling.
Yeah. I'll have to wear my shiny jackets, won't I?
Oh, that's nice, Benji.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
lovely.
for asking too, because it's always good that you all interact, and it's nice, you know.
And write your dreams down.
Yeah, that's
Peace.
a whole new thing.
Yeah,
about
peace, man.
dreams.
Peace,
Yeah.
man. Peace, man.
The instinct colours look good on you both.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always fun, isn't it? We dress for the occasion now. Have a lovely weekend, Jane and Craig. Yes,
thank
it's a bank
you.
holiday
And you.
for us here in the UK too. Thank you. Oh, you made it live today.
Thank you. How's the pizza boy
you keep
going?
Us, don't you? You must have checked the times.
Yeah. How are you? Gorgeous.
Thank you, Craig and Jane, Neil. So it's nice of you. Well, thank you all for joining us again. It's been really good, and it's
lovely. We look forward to it.
Yeah, it's always fun, isn't it? You know, sometimes you feel tired before you do the show. You think, oh God, we're going to go live, you know, and you think, oh, it's good fun though. It's good fun. So we're going to say bye. All right. Well, thank you for joining, and thank you to Domenico in the background. Don't forget his channel, the Italian Dad, and also you see Niccolo Avocados on there tonight. Go and have a look at his channel too.
Oh, it's fantastic.
If you're feeling hungry, some great recipe ideas on there. Fantastic. You'll love his recipe. Niccolo Avocados.
What about Mr. Creosote? Got nothing on him.
Fantastic channel. That'll cheer you up. You'll have lovely dreams. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye for
now. From
now.
the heart.
Would you like to know more about the paranormal world? Craig Hamilton Parker's books are now available on Amazon. Explore the future. Discover what happens after death. Unlock the secrets of your dreams. Learn to develop your own psychic skills.